You're listening to the Salty Sex Cast with Mariah and friends. Minimize the fear. Expand your awareness.
Hello and welcome back to the Salty Sex Cast. I have a friend.
Hi. I gotta fix my microphone. I'm sorry.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Give a little rotate.
All right.
I just feel bad because it's all like it makes those funny noises. So.
Oh, all good. We are in studio and you are in front of the camera, Brady.
I know.
Hi everyone.
It's a rare treat.
If you're seeing us on YouTube, you're also going to see.
Oh. Dude, I have my jacket on.
My
That was
Salty
stupid.
Sex Cast garb. Our shirt that is online. You can find it on Etsy. You just search Salty Sex Cast. That's our other
I think
logo.
mine looks better.
Yours looks really good, especially in that dark gray. Yeah. And then there's more shirts on there. There's lots of fun things on our Etsy store. It's been really fun to have that and to know that like folks are walking around looking that sexy.
It's my first time ever being a plus size model. Like I'm really proud of myself. So.
Well, according to beauty industry standards, I am a plus size model as well. So
Are you though? Because
I really am.
Sure.
Because my height to weight ratio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense, I guess.
Yeah. Even though it's all boobs and butt.
Yeah.
It's not really boobs.
You are like 90% boobs and butt.
I would say 90% legs. Like I have round legs, thick thighs, and I love it.
Your legs go all the way up to your neck, basically.
I don't really think I have long legs, but they are like
Proportionally long, you think?
I mean, I have had people say that I have like longer legs. I've never really just like cared enough to notice more.
I don't know. I was thinking about, you and I were recently talking about capturing a mold of your anatomy.
Vulva.
Yeah. And I had a funny thought. We should make vulva ashtrays.
Oh.
So it's at the bottom.
Yeah. I was thinking like a little tray, a little bowl, like shallow bowl that you like would put your rings in, like as you're washing your hands, like so it's by your sink.
Okay, so I have one on my sink.
Or a soap dish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I have one on my sink that's like got a top part, and then there's like a little stand, and then there's a hole in the bottom of the top part, and it runs down to the bottom part. So when you put a sponge in there, it's not just pooling in its own water.
Oh,
it
it
runs
drains.
down to the bottom where it can dry without like making your sponge moldy.
So a vulva sponge holder. Interesting.
To keep it from getting moldy.
All right, Brady, you're going to get on that. I will sit and plaster for you. Everything else is all on you.
Well, I'll figure it out.
We have this lovely specimen, and a lot of our guests get a candle.
Yep.
Our in-studio guests, so those who want to come to Utah,
Sit down
we
in the
pay
studio.
you with a beeswax
beeswax,
stick candle.
soy wax,
Yeah.
dick candle.
Yeah. But this one is concrete. And there's a funny story with that, and maybe we'll tell it later.
Definitely an after hours episode.
Okay.
Yeah, totally down for an after hours episode. But the concrete comes from a unique place, which I think is the hilarious part of it.
And you may or may not be
Hiding them around Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly.
Which I think is so funny.
So if you find
like it just makes me happy. So if you just happen to see a concrete dick hanging out,
send us a selfie. We'll send you a prize.
hell yeah.
And make sure you hashtag it.
Salty Sex Cast.
Yeah.
Dick mold. I don't know. just
let's
Salty
just do
Sex Cast.
Empowered salty hashtag Salty Sex Cast hashtag sex health.
Yeah.
Sexual health.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be great. And I have this lovely cup. I didn't like talk about it last time. I forgot to. It says, mind your own uterus.
I like that one.
And Abby gave that for me for Christmas. Thank you, Abby.
Because aren't you uterusless?
I am not a uterus owner, just a vulva owner. Vagina. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So we had a funny conversation with somebody about hysterectomies. Like it was just like sort of a pun. Like we had a pun joke.
Okay.
And I can't remember. Well, she had ended up in like a court case or something, and basically was testifying against somebody, and the other person's lawyer said, "Come on now, she's a girl. They're hysterical. I mean, at that age, they're crazy," and basically lost the case.
Oh shit!
Due to that, and so of course, me being me, and like having a little bit of an understanding of like history and like how doctors used to cure hysteria. Mm-hmm. So I was like, do you need someone to cure your hysteria? So of course she's in the front and like gets on she's laughing, and
that's awesome.
So
I can't help but notice as you're talking to me, you have a henna tattoo.
I have a henna tattoo
on your right hand. And
does that mean something?
No, I just was like, you want to be like me and you wanted a tattoo on your hand.
I mean, everybody wants to be like you.
I'm just kidding. Okay, today's episode, we're gonna have fun. It's like a fun chill with some education, and like, you've played the game where you say a word and the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
You say the first thing. It's kind of like that, but you're guessing the definition, but I don't want you to think too hard on it.
Okay, so you want me to just shoot from the hip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot from the groin for me. I have actual glossary pages from my sex education book that I use when I teach.
That's like serious stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have the loose leaf book as an instructor, so we can use them and take them. And okay, so you can't see it.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot one at you. Then you tell me. This one's kind of easy. We're gonna start easier.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Oh, fucking! I'm so bad at.
Should I try to be funny if I don't know?
Oh, absolutely. I want you to like the off the wall, the better. And then I'll score your guess.
Okay.
How about that? Anaphrodisiacs.
So like a placebo aphrodisiac, or like the anti of an aphrodisiac?
Ooh.
Something that like turns you off.
Okay. A substance that inhibits sexual desire and behavior.
Oh, so like saltpeter supposedly keeps men from being aroused.
Oh. So is that what women used to slip into their men's tea when they were like, nah, not in the mood tonight?
Well, the myth is that the military puts it in your chewing gum that comes in your MREs.
Oh, that's so funny.
So to keep, like, we don't want to send all these guys off to war and then they get each other pregnant, or whatever it is that they're worried about.
Yeah.
So there's like I don't know if it's actually true, but there's like an urban myth that everybody gets told in the military that there's saltpeter in their gum to keep them from getting aroused.
That's awesome. Hey, no cheating. Don't look at my paper.
I can't see it from here.
Okay, good.
I've got the bar in the way.
All right.
I
like that story. That's great. Okay. I have to say this in my head for a second just to make sure I'm saying it right.
Okay. Take your time.
Autoerotic asphyxia. Asphyxia. Yeah, I said that right.
Asphyxia?
Yeah.
So that's masturbating with something around your neck.
I mean, doesn't have to have masturbation with it, but the enhancement of sexual excitement and orgasm by pressure-induced oxygen deprivation.
Oh. See, I thought the auto meant like self. Like autofellatio, it's self-suck.
Yeah. That's not what it is in my glossary from my actual textbook.
Oh.
This is my paper. Doesn't it feel like textbook paper?
It does.
Don't you love that feeling? I don't know. Maybe that's just
That's how all the best Bibles feel.
College thing. All right. Some of these words I don't know if I'm saying correctly, so
okay.
I'm
gonna feel bad
if I'm fucking it up at saltysexcast@gmail.com.
Or Twitter.
Right? Or Twitter.
Send us a video of you saying it right on Twitter.
Fuck. I think I've... Frauderism.
Oh, frauderism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know what it means off the top of my head for real, but I'm going to take a guess at it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like sword fighting.
That's awesome. All right. A person obtains sexual pleasure by pressing or rubbing against another person in a crowded public place. So typically this isn't a good thing because people who do this are, like crowded bus stations or whatever, and it's in a form of sexual assault, right? But it's one that's quite frequently not prosecuted because it's, for one, really hard to prove.
Yeah.
You're in a crowded area, usually didn't see the person before they like slink back into the crowd or like walk away. Or sometimes like you're in so much shock that you're like, that just really happened? Did someone just like grind against my thigh as I was walking by?
Right.
Like you can't tell, right? It's so hard because like, what if that wasn't a purely an accident, or what if someone's doing it on purpose?
Right. I'm going to turn the heater off because I think I keep hearing pops because of it.
Oh, gotcha. I'm not wearing a jacket, so I might get a little
If you start
nippy.
getting cold, we'll turn it back on.
Okay.
I didn't realize that it was such a big problem, right? So, like, I've never done this, but apparently it's like a thing to, like, grope girls in concerts.
Ew.
And I didn't know this.
Don't spread that. That's gross.
No, I'm not saying people should do that. I'm saying that, like,
I've been groped before.
The first time that I went on a date to a concert was with this girl. I'd had a crush on her for a long time. She's my next door neighbor. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, oh, yeah. So we went to the big ass show.
Yeah.
And so I was following her around like a puppy dog and just going back and forth.
Is that local only, big ass show? I know they don't do it anymore. So it's a lot like
X96
Warped Tour.
puts it on. Yeah.
So it's like Warped Tour, a bunch of bands, huge thing outdoor. Okay.
Yep, it's really cool. And so like generally the headliner ends up, I think, being the Used because they're like a local band and
gotcha.
They kind of got famous around here. But so everybody goes back and forth, but they've got like 2 stages set up and you go back and forth and you just kind of like pick your lineup for that day. And at one point, my girlfriend that I was with at the time, she's like, oh my God, it happened again. And I was like, what? Like, I'm, just like naive and clueless. I'm like, what happened? Just following you around. And she's like, I keep getting my tit grabbed.
Oh.
And so I didn't know that was a thing. And then like hearing, what was it? Fraterization?
Fraterism?
I've
already moved the pages.
Okay, don't
We're
worry about
already
it.
in the next one.
So
Brady.
I was just like, I'm still a little stunned to think somebody like is out there planning to like go get on a crowded bus and rub on someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like one reason people get off on it is because it's like
taboo.
Yeah, and it's like unsuspecting, that kind of thing. So, all right, here's my next one. Nocturnal emissions.
Oh yeah, wet dreams.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right on it. Right on it.
Specifically from bats.
Involuntary ejaculation during sleep, also known as a wet dream.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, it's even in the definition.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Partial celibacy.
Oh, well, kind of being celibate? How does that work?
Yeah. What's the partial part of it?
Is this like edging? Is it so like? Okay, so like I would think like, okay, so being like the new guy on the bi scene,
okay.
Right? There are people that have discovered that they're bi, but now they're in a relationship with somebody. Mm-hmm. Quite possibly married, mostly.
Yeah, a lot of times.
So now they're just like, well, I guess I'm celibate with men because I married a woman or whatever. Or they just like will do oral but not penetration. Sounds like high school.
That we're all partial celibate. An expression of sexuality in which an individual does not engage in interpersonal sexual contact, so with anyone else, but continues to engage in masturbation.
Oh, okay. So I watched a documentary about people who identify as asexual. Mm-hmm. And many of them admit to occasional masturbation, but it's really just sort of like a
stress relief. It's
like
not
something
really,
that just has to be done. It's sort of like, but it's, whereas like I'll masturbate 2 or 3 times a day if I've got the time. They're more likely to be like, oh yeah, like every couple of months I gotta do it, but it's more of an inconvenience. It doesn't sound very fun.
Yeah. All right. So just as a reminder, these are pages from the book that I use for our human sexuality course. Okay. So some of them aren't so fun. Some of them are quite medical.
Right.
And then I have some other ones that are really fun.
Okay.
So we'll get there, right? But What do you think retrograde ejaculation is?
That's when you ejaculate into your bladder.
Damn, you are good. Like, you need points for that. Sorry, that was a shitty high five. Our mics were in the way.
You're good, yeah.
All right.
And maybe if I use a little microphone.
Yay.
Much better.
Yay. I almost just started reading the definition. Fuck. All right. Ooh, maybe I should try to read the definition and you guess what it is. Maybe for some of our funner ones.
Okay. I might struggle with that one, but...
Okay. Sex flush.
Is that when you, like, turn blotchy?
Mm-hmm. You got it,
in the midst of sex? Wow.
Yeah, a pink or red rash that can appear on the chest or breasts during sexual arousal.
My second answer would have been the winning hand of poker.
Oh, see, I'm thinking sex flush as like you're just sitting on the toilet and letting that cum just dribble out and then you flush the toilet.
Oh, see, for me,
bye-bye.
That might be your disposal method. Mine would have been dropping a condom.
Yeah, that too. You're not supposed to flush those, my friend. Wrap it up in toilet paper, put it in the bin.
I didn't know that back in the day.
Man, yeah.
Well,
now you do.
In the early 2000s, no one was talking about not flushing a condom except for plumbers.
They were just happy you were using one.
And then, well, yeah, probably should have been. My kid turned out all right. But I remember being warned in high school by one of the nurses that you should dispose of them immediately because otherwise a girl might try to take it and trick you into... Mm-hmm. And I was like, that doesn't happen.
I don't know if that happens to, like...
high school boys.
Yeah.
But it happens to, like, football players and rock stars, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They want that paycheck, baby. All right. This one, I have actually put on our social media, and I have defined it. Sexual intelligence.
Oh. See, now I'm going to feel bad if I get all of them right, except for the one that says intelligence. Does it just have to do with, like, your maturity level of, like, understanding of sex and sexual health?
Yeah, really. It is the self-understanding, interpersonal and sexual skills, scientific knowledge, and consideration of the cultural context of sexuality. Everything that we do here on the Salty Sex Cast.
So that's pretty close.
Absolutely.
In my guess, yeah.
Absolutely. But that's something I really wanted to bring up because, like, sexual intelligence, you know, you've heard of, like, maybe emotional intelligence or all of those other things.
Sure.
Like, this is something that you should actively consider building as an adult.
Well, I mean, last night we went to a party and we were talking, I don't know why, but at this party the discussion of oral sex came up. And so I just was like, laid it out. How I was like, this is how it should be done. And there was like a whole row.
All the ladies in the whole room, they were like...
a whole row of women were like, way to go, Brady!
Clapping and giving you high fives.
Yeah, and just like...
I was like, damn, I'm going to take credit for that. He's been on my podcast. Yeah. He knows. I'm just kidding. No, you take full credit of all of that. Like, you know what somebody wants. You're willing to listen. Just how you described that, they were all like, yeah, that's what we've been asking for.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. I'm glad that you got the recognition for that effort.
It felt really good because, like, I love Jamie and I don't want to, like, ever make her feel bad about it. But, like, that's not necessarily, oral sex is not necessarily, like, her favorite thing to do ever.
Yeah.
And, like, it's very kind of dependent on the time of the month, even though I'm, like, addicted. Like, I would eat pussy every day if you let me. So, but, like, to make it more comfortable for her when she's up to it, we've, like, worked out a code and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the head taps, the steers, the pushing. You're not the only one who's discovered I shouldn't say discovered, but have created your own that kind of has to do with it.
I feel like so often guys don't take the time to, like, just say, hey, let me know. And they just sort of, like, kind of blunder around, and then it gets, like, there's that lack of either one begins to feel frustrated, and then the whole thing's just going downhill anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So something that's kind of recently happening in my own sex life with my own sexuality is I've been having really long orgasms, like 30 seconds or longer.
Ugh.
Like, just so long. They're great. They're fan-fucking-tastic, right? They're not happening all the time. I mean, it's probably like once a week that one of these really good ones happens, right? Typically, it's self-induced, and I can handle and like taper off when I'm like finishing, right?
Oh, yeah.
The other one most recently happened, and I'm usually so in the moment in an orgasm, I can't talk, right? I'm not going to say something.
Yeah.
But I like very like growled, don't move. Because I was still having that climax, enjoying that climax. And he was like, probably sitting there, he's like, whoa, my turn, you know, like totally, which it absolutely was, which like Justin loves getting me off first because then that turns him on and, you know, works for both of us, right?
Totally.
And it closes our orgasm gap in our relationship.
Sure.
Just making sure I go first, whatever. But I was just like, don't move. Like, all I could like grunt out and muster because I was like, I am still writing this. Don't fuck it up for me.
That was awesome. So that was something that I learned talking to Jamie about it, was that she's like, yeah, you can make me come through oral sex, but then like it gets cut off. And I was like, well, how come? And she's like, well, once I come, I need continued stimulation, but it needs to be tapered.
Tapered off. Yeah,
Yep.
It is just like the wave of the orgasm. I'm going to ride that and it's going to have its peak. And then I just want it doesn't all of a sudden just drop.
Right.
And it doesn't keep going up. So you have to think like whatever that stimulation is. But one thing the ladies all said, or confirmed that you said at the party last night, were all, once you hit that spot, don't fucking move.
Consistency.
Once any like trigger of, oh yeah, that feels good, don't fucking move. Don't go harder. Don't go faster.
Yeah, don't change
direction.
Speed, depth.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
If you're spelling your name over and over again, you can fucking spell your name over and over again.
So your tongue falls off.
Yeah. Like, don't move it. And so it was so funny. And so like all the ladies, it got so loud in that kitchen. It was great.
It was pretty fun. I'm proud of myself for that one.
So sexual intelligence. It's what we do here on the podcast.
It's what we're doing today.
Yeah. All right. This one I know is one that's quite well known. It's it's an icky word. I don't like it. Smegma.
Oh yeah. The I don't know why they say cheese, but it's like the white buildup around foreskin. Mm-hmm. Or,
it actually says
foreskin.
A cheesy substance of glandular secretions and skin cells that sometimes accumulates under the foreskin of the penis or the hood of the clitoris.
Oh.
Yeah. I almost like read that as clitora, and I was like, that's not right. It's kind of hard to read this with the mic in the way. Anyway.
And so we have the lighting set up for them.
I thought that was something that was really interesting, and I like that they called it out because it was something like I discovered for myself going through puberty, and I was like, kind of noticed if I didn't clean myself well, right? Like learning hygiene and things like that. I was like, what is this? This isn't like leftover like toilet paper or anything. How does something get up there? But then kind of learning like, what were you going to say?
So if I'm going down on someone and I bump into some toilet paper, I call it crumblies.
Crumblies?
Every guy in the world at one point has like wiped away toilet paper crumblies and then carried on like a soldier and not said a word.
Oh, you guys are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troopers.
I have not yet, but I also haven't eaten a lot of pussy either.
I think that is like
a lot of times we're probably fresh showered.
Exactly.
Something like,
it's a high school phenomenon. Because in high school and like junior high school, like those kind of time periods, like sex is a matter of convenience. You don't have the opportunity to like necessarily prepare.
No, not at all. Yeah, you're just like caught off guard and in a car.
Yeah,
in the dark
behind the school or church or something. Yeah.
But this is just something. It brings up hygiene, like men and women, penis owners, vulva owners, just clean.
Yeah.
Regularly, soap, mild soap. Don't obviously get up there or in a hole or anything, but just clean around and creases and crevices. We all have them.
Is it true that dyed or colored toilet paper will cause
yeast infections?
Problems, yeah.
I've
heard UTI infection.
I'm sure.
Yeah, urinary tract.
And it's typically, I've heard dye sometimes, but mostly it's the perfumed products can really cause that.
So anything that's been flavored.
Well, typically like flavored lube and things.
I meant like lavender toilet paper.
Yeah, they've been scented.
Yeah.
Okay. But like, flavored stuff, somebody could still have a reaction to just a specific kind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Don't use scented panty liners or toilet paper or anything like that. Douches, definitely don't even just use a douche at all. But unless it's directed by a physician who specializes in that area, even if it's like a general practitioner, I'd be like, nah, I'll get a second opinion. Thanks, though.
Talk to an OBGYN.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure I'm going to say this wrong because I've never actually heard it said out loud. See, that's the thing. I read everything.
Okay.
And that's what's hard for me. It's like I don't have these conversations. We have them on the podcast, right? But we're not going into a lot of like scientific language.
Sure.
All right. So if I'm saying this wrong again, please email us. Tribadism. Trebadism? Trebadism.
Trebadism.
Trebadism. Okay. Tribadism? Nah, trebadism kind of sounds like it rolls better.
Yeah, trebadism. I'm going to guess it's a threesome. Three.
Ooh, that would be cool, huh?
Either that or it's when girls sword fight.
I want to see what's going on in your imagination right now with these words. All right. It's actually
we should get someone. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
We should get someone to animate an episode.
I was totally going to say the same thing. I was like, we really need like a comic book or something. All right. Rubbing one's genitals against another's body or genitals.
Oh.
Pretty much dry fucking.
Wow. I was actually...
Yeah. I don't know if it's dry fucking per se, like rubbing one's genitals against another's. It's not saying if they're clothed or non-clothed, but like there's no penetration involved. So it totally could be scissoring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look up deeper into that word, but this was just, again,
so dry
the glossary pages.
Dry humping is with clothes on. Dry fucking is with no clothes? No physical barrier?
Oh, I call them the same. Dry fucking, DFing.
Oh, okay. All right.
DFing? Didn't you call it DFing in high school?
No, we just call it dry humping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, things have changed, right? Because now they talk about outer course as though it's just as dangerous as intercourse, right?
Absolutely, because a lot of people don't even think protection is needed if there's no penetration or ejaculation, right? And so it's like, no, there's still lots of things that can be shared and spread.
Sure.
And, other things that can be involved.
I had some friends in a band that were traveling together in close proximity. Mm-hmm. And they all ended up with crabs.
Yeah.
Just from, like, living in the same environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. And I'm sure, like, traveling in a band, you don't have, like, get to, like, launder everything when you need to.
Yeah, and they weren't, like...
Cleanly people. Sorry, that I made an assumption.
I mean, that was probably a little bit of that. But on top of that, they weren't, like... It's not like they had millions of dollars to buy a tour bus with. They were not ever famous. They just were trying to be.
Yeah, you're probably sleeping on like somebody's friend's floor.
Yeah, well,
a friend of a friend of a friend's floor.
Right, and then when they were driving, they would like take turns sleeping in basically a station wagon.
Yeah,
so.
That's rough. That's a rough go.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough for the... I mean, now there might still be a few more scientific ones, but that was kind of ones that I was like, we can broaden everyone's vocabulary.
So I have one I can throw out to you. I'd like to hear your guess on what it is.
Okay.
Frotting.
Oh, damn it.
Did I win?
I thought I had it on here. No, I have two other F ones.
Oh, okay.
Frotting. We've talked about this and you've told me about this, I swear. Mm-hmm. There's so many weird little ones that it's hard to remember. Frot.
Well, I had never heard tribbing till you told me about it.
Yeah.
Right? So, frotting is sword fighting, basically.
Frotting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Grinding them together aggressively.
Are you close enough to the mic, my friend?
I think so.
Ooh, I just heard you a lot clearer now.
Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, everyone.
But actually, will you mind moving the mic again and just like a little nipple tweak on that heater? There you go. All right, thanks. Okay.
Now I'm starting to think that popping I was hearing is you going...
I didn't realize how much I do it, but you're not the first person to say that because my other job, I'm on Zoom all the time, right? And I have a headset with a mic right there. And
so it probably pops.
I do a lot of weird sound effects, I've decided. Anyway.
Uh-oh.
No, it's just not up high. So when it's heated, it'll turn off. It's just going to go off and on. It's totally fine.
Solve that
I don't
problem.
want it super hot. I just want it a little warmer.
I just don't want you to freeze to death. It's far enough away. We'll just get some heat in here.
All right. But I need your mic up to your mouth.
Sorry.
Thank you. All right.
I usually don't have that problem.
Anargasmia, which I may say wrong again.
Anargasmia?
Anargasmia.
That's a tough one. Is that where you're completely incapable of having an orgasm?
Ooh, God, you're good at guessing.
Am I good?
When you have a difficult time reaching orgasm despite receiving the necessary stimulation.
You want to hear an interesting thing? I was reading this the other day. So the number one most common concern about men, or most common complaint for sexual performance, premature ejaculation.
Yep.
The very next most common one is delayed ejaculation, where they have a difficult time coming because, it's like as much as there's that myth out there that like guys don't ever last long enough. Well, if you go to the other side of it,
there's always a spectrum. There's always another side.
Well, if you go to that other side of it, it can make a female partner become very uncomfortable because like
taking too long, drying out. Now we have other things for sure. That's something else to add to that, and I forgot. Something about a spectrum.
Spectrum.
If it comes back, I'll jump in. All right.
Because I had premature and delayed.
Yeah. Autosexual.
You're into yourself?
Being attracted or aroused by yourself.
Yeah.
Autosexuality is classified as a sexual orientation, and it exists on a spectrum.
Okay. I'm into me. I'd fuck me.
I'm totally into me.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah, put that mirror up there. We're having all a good time. All three of us.
Have you heard Jamie's theory about people being into people that look like them?
Yes, there was another word, but I was like, I think we're getting too like technical or like, but that's so funny. Yeah.
Well, like Jamie always says, like if I'm, like someone will compliment me, be like, yeah, I know I'm gorgeous because I'm always trying to be funny.
And oftentimes you find it in like same-sex attraction.
Oh yeah. One of the girls that we dated who like as we went through this process was like, okay, well I've decided that this is wonderful and now I'm going to move on to a new part of my life where I'm only dating women. And we continue to be friends, but every single time she starts to date a new girl and she posts it on Facebook, we're like, Jesus Christ, they're like twins.
That's great. That happened to another friend of mine. She's a lesbian, and she was like asking her friends at work. They're like, hey, do you think she's cute? Like, blah, blah, blah. And they were like,
that's you.
This is you. And then she showed me the picture, and I was like, that totally is you. Straight up. Like, the hair, the whole, like, styling and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't blame you, though. Like, I would totally date someone who looks very similar to me.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't have the same personality because we would not get along.
You wouldn't get along? You're too much?
Fucking bitches. God damn. Or someone with the same name. Wouldn't that be hard?
At one point we were flirting with somebody on Tinder who was named Jamie.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Did you have Jamie 1 and Jamie 2?
Yeah, I was like, how are we going to work this out?
That would be hard.
Because, like... And then Jamie's like, yeah, I don't know. It'd be weird for me to be like, oh, Jamie. So...
or like someone with your sibling's name. I remember junior high.
Yeah.
There was this kid who had a crush on me. And, like, we don't have very common names in my family. So, like, Mariah and my little brother is Gavin. And so it's not like a super common name, but people know it, right? But there was this kid in school and he really liked me and like wrote a note in my locker and I was like, fuck that noise. I'm not
dating my brother.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. Like I would understand like maybe if you had like a sibling like John or Megan or Emily, I don't know, Jenny or something. But
I think I'd have a harder time with someone who had my parents' name.
Ooh, that would be hard.
Yeah, or like an aunt or something. I think I'd have a harder time with that.
My parents also have decently unique names too, so it's not like I'm not going to say it on air because
that's fair.
People can start looking up my family now that they know more names. All right, orbiting.
Ooh. Is that like a gentler form of stalking?
God damn, you are so good.
Really?
Yeah, when your ex-partner continues to stay present in your life by liking social media posts, watching your social media stories, etc., all with the goal of reminding you they're still around or sexually available. That is fucking awesome.
I'm really good at this.
You are.
Yeah. You should try acronyms on me sometime.
We should have. Oh, your military background, though. You're so good at that shit. It's actually a game we play in the car. Like, we just, like, we'll, like, look at someone's license plate and, like, 3 letters together. And we all have to think of, like, a really funny acronym to go with it.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah, it's really fun with the kids, especially as they're trying to, like, think of all things. My kids, though, it always turns inappropriate.
Weird.
Never.
What?
Yeah.
Shocking.
All right. Queening.
Is that sort of like putting a girl up on the pedestal?
You're putting her up on something.
Really? Putting her up on what?
Queening is just a glamorous name for sitting on someone's face.
Oh. I
You're
like
putting
that.
her up on something, like I said. Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Oh. See, maybe I need to...
Wear me as a crown. God damn it.
Wouldn't that be kinging? Like if I was to king myself?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, true.
I love face sitting. I wish more women would sit on my face, including my wife. I want her to sit on my face more often.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one. Figging.
Oh. I don't know why, but I feel like that has to do something with the foreskin. But.
All right.
Or is it the twins?
Figging is the act. So fucking specific and random.
Okay.
Figging is the act of inserting a piece of peeled ginger into someone's butthole. I can't even look at you to see this. Okay. Into someone's butthole, which would burn, sting, and be quite painful. Figging allegedly originated as a non-sexual form of corporate punishment on female prisoners by the Greek and Roman empires. These days, the term just also can refer to the general. See, I can't even say normal words. General infliction of consensual pain on the anus.
Okay.
Peeled piece of fucking ginger up your pooper.
I don't get it. I guess figs probably don't hurt.
Figging.
But ginger would, right? It's because it's kind of... Ugh.
Ginger. I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
I don't get it. I'm not judging. I just don't get it.
The figging?
Yeah.
Like, it's just fun to know the word, right?
Yeah, no, I just wonder, like who in the world, like, worked this out? Because, like,
right?
like I said, I've kind of talked about it a little bit. I've done a little bit of BDSM, and I've probably punched a butthole. That might have happened.
Okay.
But I've never thought about, like, I'm going to meticulously peel this piece of ginger, and then I'm going to get you with it.
How random, though, a piece of ginger. Like, I started to read the definition, I was like...
At first I thought it was going to be a fig.
Right? I was like, inserting a piece of peeled, and I was like, oh, it's probably like a peeled carrot or something in your vagina. And then I kept going on, and I was like, oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. This is smart.
It's getting dark.
So I'm over here on the kitchen table with my laptop, and everyone's in the living room. So, like, I'm faced, like, when they're looking at me, right? They're not seeing what I'm on the computer. Because I just wanted... I'm kind of sick of my home office because I'm there all the time.
Sure.
Need a change of pace. So I'm sitting there looking up these words, and I just needed to find a few that were fun too. And I'm just giggling, cackling, cackling in the kitchen by myself. And my kids are like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "Don't worry about it," because I'm not going to tell them this, you know.
Right.
But there's a few that I'll probably send to Justin because they're funny.
Okay.
All right. Felching.
Felching is when you come in someone's butthole and then suck it out with a straw.
To felch is to suck up semen out of an orifice, not a butthole.
Oh,
just
okay.
anywhere. Using a straw is optional.
Oh.
For instance, someone may ejaculate inside your partner's anus and then suck their own semen out of the anus with their mouth. They then may or may not swallow. We actually talked about this last night at that party. We were asking all the guys if they had tasted their own cum, and it was just really funny because there was like a lot of mixed reactions on this. We should have gone around and said, "Have you felched before?" Oh, all right. And then this definition did come with a warning sign of keep in mind that exchanging fluids in this way is associated with a high risk of STIs, including HIV. So did come with a
Fair enough.
warning. Yeah. What were you going to say?
I can't remember now.
Filch? Fig?
Oh, I think a guy would be more likely to admit that he had like tasted himself by giving oral to a girl after sex than he would be to be like, you know.
Come in a little shot glass and take it back.
I've never done that either, but.
All right. Remember, we are in the lens of sexuality.
Okay.
Because you're going to hear this one and be like, what? That's easy. Water sports.
Well, I mean, water sports is when you pee on somebody or they pee on you.
God damn it. I don't know these. I don't know a lot
You didn't know
these.
water sports?
I mean, like, I've heard of, like, golden shower and, like, all of those, but I haven't had like under the context of water sports, or maybe I've heard it and just it didn't click for me. But yeah, safe word, or not safe word. I don't know what I was just saying. I'm reading gibberish. Golden shower.
Yeah.
Water sports is now my safe word. I think it just needs
Water
to be.
sports has to be your safe word.
Golden shower. If you want to try this kind of play for the first time but are a little nervous, peeing on your partner or being peed on in the shower is a good way to dip your toe in the water, metaphorically speaking.
But don't.
Yeah.
So I have participated in that, and the shower is a very convenient place for it.
Yeah.
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 Don't
I've
drink
done
coffee.
it to a partner just to be a dick, like trying to pee on them in the shower. Because they're unsuspecting.
I could like picture this. I could like.
And they're like, what?
Yeah.
I'm standing at a stream. Why is my foot all of a sudden warm? Well, because it's kind of hard because you got to straddle a little.
Well, it's not harder. It's not hard for me.
Yeah, I know.
Like I just sort of have to turn toward you. It was requested of me once, and so I did it. And then, I learned that you should not have taken a multivitamin recently, and you should not have drinking coffee recently.
Or asparagus.
I don't have that problem with asparagus. Yeah.
No, I'm like 10 minutes after I've eaten asparagus, I swear if I pee, you know.
Yeah.
Like it is pungent.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Not one of my favorite things ever, but it's like whatever.
I love asparagus.
Yeah.
I know what you were talking about, but I was just like, it's not your favorite? I love asparagus. And I was like, oh, wait, I'm following you now.
I'll make asparagus and like wrap it in bacon or cover it in oil and cheese and then bake it in the oven. Oh, so good.
Well, yeah, anything covered in bacon and oil and cheese is going to be good. God. No, I love asparagus lots of different ways, just not shoved up my hooter.
Yeah.
Cooter.
You don't fig with asparagus?
No.
It's the right shape.
We're almost running out of things, so you might have to bring up a few for me, or we can...
Okay. I think I probably have a couple.
Okay. Well, and we make up a lot of words on the podcast, too. I was going to tell you to gather all of those, and we can review some of them.
I actually have taken the glossary that we've been working on. It is traveling with me this week.
Okay.
So that we can put them... I want to put them on something for either the website or whatever. Because we now have a website.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's getting polished more and more each time
we're working on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes time.
Again, this is kind of a bit of a solo show. As far as, like, social media, I don't know, you still do a lot.
I do a little bit.
I don't want to minimize this beautiful place. We don't even get you to use that often.
Yeah, I've been feeling kind of left out lately, but like I think it's part of the times. And then on top of that, I mean, like
a lot of people are. We have someone who's local and still is going to be on Zoom just because of what's going on.
COVID, and all that kind of other. Well, and then I mean, you look at like Joe Rogan and his guests. Like Joe Rogan's got the money to fly people out. We don't.
I mean, we could if everyone went to patreon.com/saltysexcast. I mean, just for $5 a month.
Yeah.
We could start getting really cool folks here. Come on, people. Yeah. And thank you for everyone who is already a patron. Member of our Patreon community. You all are fucking amazing.
We love you guys. And gals. And theys and thems. These and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Or gentle thems.
Yeah.
Fuck, I messed that up.
Theydies and gentle thems.
These.
Theydies.
They these. Oh, I thought it was they thee.
They these?
Like the biblical term, thee.
Oh, you know what? That might actually be better.
They these.
Like they
and
slash
gentle
these.
thems. Yeah.
I like that.
I heard that at one of those thing you took me to.
Yeah, we were all there. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
But it sounds like
I only
we
have
heard
a couple
two
more.
Okay, sorry.
Not that I'm rushing you or anything.
Sorry, teacher.
I am totally enjoying this. But I want you to know this came up and I was like, oh my God, it's Brady.
Oh.
Okay? Squish. I didn't mean to make it sound like that.
Squish. Is it kind of like a fat fetish? Like you like to squeeze chubby
No,
people? No,
that's not what I meant at all by you, by the way.
No,
Okay.
no. I was thinking of the. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it later because I don't want to bring that up.
Strong desire for some kind of platonic, non-sexual or non-romantic connection with another person. The concept of a squish is similar to the nature of the idea of a friend crush. A squish can be towards anyone of any gender. A person may also have many squishes, of which may be, all of which may be active. You're my squish.
Oh!
Yeah, we're just good friends.
Oh, I get it. So the reason I thought you thought of it.
Platonic, non-romantic, non-sexual relationship that you crave to be connected with that person, right?
I like that.
We want to hang out. We want to.
I'm going to start calling you my squish in public.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to start calling you Squish.
So the reason I thought you thought of that that's a nickname that I have for my kiddo.
I was like, we've talked about this then. Okay, that's cute. That's cute too. But I think isn't it on one of the Disney shows? Maybe like, this is my squishy and I love him.
Yeah, it's Finding Nemo.
Dory says that. Yeah.
This is my squish. I shall call him Squishy.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Right? I just thought it was cute. Oh, it's cute. All right, last one that I have written down. And I thought it was hilarious. And I love it. And I giggled. Okay. Sexorcism?
Oh my God. Is it... You have to like go to church to get the sex out of you? Or like, do you have like a...
Walk me through what would happen during this exorcism.
Well, I'm thinking of a couple of scenarios, but like one, I'm thinking I gotta fuck the devil out of you, right?
Okay.
Or, like in the 50s, we were rubbing the hysteria out of you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hysteric women.
When you choose, following a breakup, to drive out the memory of your former partner by quickly having sex with someone else, this is also known as a sexorcism.
Yep, I could see that.
Oh, wait, it wasn't my last one. This other one was just in a different font, so I thought it was the same definition. But yeah. Sexorcism. I love it. We gotta fuck the memory out of you. Like, I just gotta get rid of that juju.
Well, then I was thinking that, like, maybe that's like breakup sex. Like, you just gotta fuck one more time to get it out of your system. Or, like, I could see...
It's the after breakup sex.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we had breakup sex, but then I still gotta get rid of your
I still gotta get you out of here. So you're fucking somebody else to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I would call that a wash.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like sexorcism. It's great.
Yeah, sexorcism's pretty fun. We should come up with like a sexorcist shirt with like an upside down cross.
But make it a dildo?
Yeah, cross dicks.
That'd be great. All right. Postponed.
Postponed. So after you've been fucked?
Is there anything else with that definition?
Postponed. Is it? We're saying, okay, I want to be sure. Postponed.
As one word.
Okay. But it's boned. It's not postponed, postponed.
But it's a play on postponed.
Oh,
okay.
I'm putting you off. Like, hey, I'll fuck you, but not today.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
But this one, how it was written is when you are running late because of an unexpected sexual encounter. Sorry, I got postponed.
I got postponed.
Sorry, I'm late. I got postponed.
Have you ever been late because of sex?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like recently?
Yes. When was it? Was it podcast last episode? Possibly?
Oh, yeah. You were running a little bit behind.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit late. Yeah. I also wanted to quiz you on a few other things, if you're up for it.
Oh, yeah. I'm down. We have 10 minutes, yeah.
All right.
If we stick to the
1 hour,
Yeah.
typical. Okay. I introduce myself every once in a while, and it's been a minute since I've actually introduced who I am
And what you
my
do.
background on air, right?
Yeah.
Like social media, I try to keep up on that. But what is my degree and what are my certificates?
Okay. You have. Oh, okay.
Don't feel bad because this is really hard. Even my spouse couldn't do this.
You have a bachelor's in a master's.
I have a master's
You have a
degree.
master. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, because you got your master's when we knew each other, didn't you?
No, it was right when Jamie. So Jamie was a year ahead of me in school.
Okay.
So she got her
yeah.
master's a year before me, and
Yep.
I came in as she was leaving.
Yep.
And that's how. So I
Okay.
worked for a year before I got my.
So you have your master's in behavioral health.
Nope.
No. Because you're
Health is in the name.
because you're a certified life coach, right?
Nope. I am a certified coach, but it's not a life coach.
Okay. So
It
you're
has a very specific name.
certified behavioral health coach.
No.
Shit. How do I not know this? Because I do know this. It's in there. I'm just not putting it
No,
together.
that's why I said this is going to be a hard one.
So you have a master's in life coaching?
Okay, so we talked about
Shit.
acronyms.
Uh-huh. Certified health education specialist.
Oh, you got one. Yes.
Yep.
Certified Health Education Specialist, soon to be Master Certified Health Education Specialist in just a few months.
Nice.
Yes. So. Oh, whoops. There we go. See, I'm even missing an initial on that one. So NBC HWC.
NBC HWC. Health wellness coach.
Yep, that's the
Yep.
last part. Health and Wellness Coach is the second piece. What are the first three?
Non-binary.
No, but
No?
good guess on that.
Life balance.
I almost had a burp and then it just didn't come out. Sorry, because you always say burp on air. Nationally board certified.
Yeah, nationally board certified
Health and Wellness
coach.
Coach.
And
yes.
you manage Balance Your Wellness, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I own
Own
and operate.
and manage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Balance Your Wellness. No, you're doing great. Like that's hard. That's hard for even me to remember when I.
Well, the weird
earned them
thing
all,
is
right?
I feel like if I was like walking the street and one of my friends was like, "What is it that Mariah did?" I'd have nailed it.
It's just that we're on air.
But now that we're sitting here and then you said it, I was like,
No, it's totally
Yeah.
fine. That's how I always get. As soon as as soon as mics are on, I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So I have my master's in health promotion and education.
yeah.
And then I have those two certifications. But the thing that's really special about the Nationally Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach certification, so it's not just a life coaching, general, anything, is that I can bill insurance.
Well, you're not just like winging it, right? Like
Yeah.
you have training to work with people.
Absolutely. I have
Yeah.
a governing board that tells me if I'm certified or not, or
Sure.
like that I have to take continuing education credits for all the time.
Right.
But I have to like really stay up on it. Plus, I would have to do that anyway because I teach it at a university level. So
Right.
like I do know a few things,
Well, it's
just not how to maybe read words.
It's kind of funny
Out
because
loud.
when I was a kid, one of the things that like weaponized me sexually was listening to Love Lines with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Mm-hmm. And so now I feel like I've like sort of come full circle. You are Dr. Drew and I'm like Adam Carolla, where like you actually have education and can do something about it. And I'm just sort of like,
And you have my life. You have my life experience. You have your life
I
experience.
have my life experience and I think I'm funny. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what the premise of Love Line was.
Love it.
So you're my Dr. Drew.
All right. You
That's
heard
like-
it first on the Salty Sex Cast.
That's like one of the most wonderful things I could say about you.
Oh, you're so
Dr. Drew.
sweet.
Yep.
You're so sweet.
Like the next step up would be me naming one of my guns after you.
Oh, thank you.
That's how close to my heart you are.
You're so sweet. My little squish.
You're my squish.
You're my squish.
My squishy.
So if you want to be like Brady and I, you can go to Etsy and
Oh, yeah.
get some shirts. And if you don't want to search for them on Etsy, just go to saltysexcast.com.
Well,
They're on there.
Oh yeah, you can just link through, right?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And the cool thing is like the sound bars on the shirt aren't just made up. That's like you saying something, isn't it?
It might be made up.
Oh, I thought you actually said something and like, oh my bad. So no one tests that.
We should. I wonder what it says. I had a really great designer design our logo, and she had the other one as well, and I couldn't decide. So this one's our main logo.
Yeah.
With the sound waves, I just thought it would be easier to like slap over photos and anything like that on print.
It's not overly done. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that one's just really fun because it's kind of cute and sexy.
I like this one because it actually does remind me of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are a very pretty lady.
Should I recreate it?
You got it. Except for she looks dumb, and you are a national. You're a board certified
Health and
wellness coach.
Yeah, nationally.
She just looked like she's just like, I'm pretty, and that works.
So nationally board certified just means I can practice. And,
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's so
all
cool.
Of the United States. Thank you.
I've learned so much being on the show. So
yeah, I may or may not be working towards another certification, but don't tell my spouse.
Okay, I won't say anything.
I know it's
Unless he
education
asks,
is so addicting. I want more education so bad. I want to finish my PhD. You know, but life happens and it's expensive and it's a lot of work, right? I wish I had 2 of me. I wish I had 10 more hours in the day. Whatever I needed to. I want to do so much more. It is so hard, this point in my life and in my career. It's the fire hose. It's the motherfucking fire hose. Like, opportunities are coming all over the place. Like, I am so satisfied in everything that I do because I've listened to that pull, right?
Just followed up. Yeah.
Yeah, what feels good. And also, you know, what pays the bills too. But
that always helps.
The podcast doesn't pay any bills. It pays for itself. All that money just goes right back into the podcast. So all the t-shirt money, which we make like maybe 10% off of those, like it's not a lot at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's like 5%. But it's really low, and it's really just to come back in and spread the word, do fun things.
Because we don't formally advertise anywhere. So, like, everybody should be telling their friends.
And we have the show ad-free also for another reason, because we want it to be fun and not bogged down by advertisements.
Yeah. I mean, we would be open to it, right? Like, if there was a product
but I'm not going to be like a subscription, like some other podcasts.
Yeah.
There's like like you say, like, yeah, I'll have an ad space in the middle of it, and you just read a script off of that, and it cuts into the middle of your podcast show. That I won't do unless it's something I actually believe in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just blindly go into that with any other product.
Whether it was like
anything.
A product or a program or whatever it is towards sexual health.
If it's somebody's that I truly believe in and that I am vouching for, then you'll hear it on the podcast.
Or
but other than that, I do try to keep us
ad-free.
Yeah, ad-free. Yep.
So we depend on you guys.
Thank you.
Twitter. I'm doing a little bit better job at Twitter. I've got some alarms set on my phone. I mostly just try to like use it as a funny thing, and then if I see something come across, like my feeds or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this is sexual related and funny, I'll tweet that. And then generally, if you text me something sexual related towards the podcast, I'll put that up immediately.
I when I do the social media posts, I'm like, oh shit, I got to send that to Brady. Like I forget, you know. Yeah. And so every once in a while, that's not very. I mean, just for me to get social media going, that's hard. It's another full-time job.
It is. It's you basically have to.
I respect the hell out of people who have large social media followings and can keep up with that. Yeah. Like we have decent, right? We're like 600, 700 followers on each platform, which, by the way, Facebook's still winning. All you Instagram lovers.
Facebook's beating Instagram?
Facebook's still beating Instagram. And then we have our Twitter down here.
I think we have a couple of new followers on Twitter.
But I have heard Twitter is really hard to get followers. Like it doesn't come as easily as like Facebook or...
Well, because when you open Twitter, it's just...
the people you follow.
The people that you follow.
You have to know the handle.
Yeah.
It doesn't just come up as like people you may know.
Right. And then you got to do like if someone retweets you, it helps a lot or whatever. But, you know, like if a tweet goes viral, then like maybe. But I don't know that I've...
Yeah. Well, and then there's like things like TikTok and all sorts of other platforms that I was like, oh, hell to the no. That's amazing that people can keep those up. That is so much to learn.
Yeah.
And then all the algorithms. And, you know, a couple episodes ago, we just had one talking about how social media censors a lot of sex education content because they're trying to censor the not healthy,
like pornography type.
Yeah.
Or, well, I shouldn't
really,
say pornography, but like explicit things that they don't
content,
want.
Yeah.
Well, even on Patreon, we're
18 and up.
Yeah, we're 18 and up, so you can't just search for us. You have to put in the address.
You have to put in the address and
/
click a box saying that you're 18 or over.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like I'm going to Pornhub when I have to go to our Patreon. I was like, good grief.
Yeah. That's the worst part about using incognito mode is you got to click I'm 18 every time.
Yeah. I think I have to do that every time anyway, and I'm never in incognito. But I don't have a work phone that I got to not watch porn on.
Yeah, so I have to like come home to like if I want to look at anything where I'm like questionable, I have to come home because I use a work phone.
Sad day. Day. What else is going on? Anything else in your life?
No, not really. I think
just dick molds.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny pet project.
So if anyone finds one around Salt Lake City,
yep,
you
post a selfie with it. #SaltySexCast.
You might have to write on the bottom, like email saltysexcast@gmail.com or something like that.
Yeah, but then if just some random person who doesn't listen picks it up, I want to give a prize to a listener.
All right, deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we have a code on the back? So then we know that they actually grabbed it and didn't just say.
I want them to take a selfie with it.
What if they made their own and cheated? Because this is a good fucking prize.
I think I'll be able to tell.
All right. That's not my dick.
The veins on the wrong side.
That's awesome. No. All right. So if you see concrete dick hanging around Salt Lake City, send us a picture of it with you in it. All right.
With it.
Follow us on social media. Please subscribe. We are on a lot of different listening platforms and YouTube as well. So subscribe there. That'd be cool. We would love the love and love when you share it with your friends and spread some fun vocabulary. Hopefully now you know what figging is. Peeled ginger. Like that's all I'm going to think about. Stinging. Oh, God. Sounds miserable.
So the next time I make candles...
You're going to fig it?
They're going to be ginger.
Just kidding. Ginger scented?
Yeah.
That's great. Love it.
I don't think we mentioned YouTube enough. We're on YouTube.
We are totally on YouTube. So, that's why I keep looking over at the camera and not just at you, because I want people to know that I love them too. And I see them. Totally. And we know that you're listening. And we really appreciate it. Or watching. And when you watch, you can see our shirts. Here, last one, and I'll take a still and maybe put it on social media.
I got to straighten it out a little bit.
Yeah, love
That's
it.
A cool shirt. I dig it.
Yeah, and they're great quality.
And they're really
so
comfortable.
Like, I don't know any other shirt that's better.
Well, when we talked about it.
For a t-shirt.
When we talked about it, that was important to me.
Absolutely. That's why I was like, oh.
Yeah, because if it sucks, no one's going to wear it.
Well, there was a couple other,
excuse me.
We go through a print on demand store. Mm-hmm. So we don't hold any inventory. It goes through them kind of thing. And then you pick your color and your size and they go print it and then they mail it to you.
Yeah.
But I had purchased some print-on-demand shirts that I thought were hilarious. They were, some ex-Mormon things. Mm-hmm. I gave you one. And I was like, I am so embarrassed. I bought you this as a gift, and I am so embarrassed at the quality. It was like the shittiest thing ever.
Which one did you give me?
Something about the best thing I left the ex-Mormon church was...
And all I got was this t-shirt or something?
And my Sunday's back and 10% of my income.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But
I wonder where I put that.
Well, you probably threw it away because it was that shitty of quality. Which I would not be offended because I went and complained and I got my refund and they said just keep the shirts.
Oh, it might have ended up in one of the bags. I've been going through my clothes lately. It might have ended up in I don't wear that shirt bag.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine because I was so embarrassed at like that shitty quality. I was like, oh, hell no. I wouldn't even put my dog in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. So these are good. These are nice. You can feel yourself in them. All right. Sounds good.
I apologize, but I just watched you rub your boobs. My bad.
I'm sure a lot of other people did too.
Rewind.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks so much for being a fan of the show, and we hope you learned something today. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Brady's got to run and touch the button. He's running. He's running.
That's the right one, right?
Thank you for listening to the Salty Sex Cast. Ready for round 2? Find us on Facebook.